Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back. It's been a long time since my last video, and that's because I've been busy making sandwiches. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing music like I usually do, we're looking at movies. Well, actually not so much movies, more media or something, I don't know what you'd call it. Looking at one of my favorite kind of franchises, which was owned by MTV, and that is Jackass. I have the whole box set here, plus CKY and other projects from like people who are involved. Throughout my whole childhood, I loved Jackass, and I think the first one I watched was the second movie. They're bringing out a fifth sometime this year, I believe in like June. I'm really excited for that one. I was quite disappointed by the fourth movie, but you'll still find me in cinemas for the next one. So I'm just gonna go through an order of like events. Start off with, we have CKY. Now I only have CKY 2, which obviously came out after the first one. I have watched all of them via the internet and other means, but this is the only DVD for CKY that I own. And I also can't watch it because my stupid ass got it in a different region. I'm in Australia, we need region 4 DVDs here. If you didn't know, DVDs have like 4 different regions that they need to be a part of in order to watch in your country. And in Australia, it needs to be region 4. So any region 4 DVDs you wouldn't be able to watch in Britain or America, but this is a Britain DVD, so I can't watch it here. I was scammed by eBay. So CKY is pretty much Jackass before Jackass. It was Bam Margera and Ryan Dunn, who were both in Jackass, along with Bam's other friends, like Brendan Novak, Brendan DiCamillo, Chris Robb, Ray Keon, Jess Margera. It started out as like a skate mixtape, because Bam Margera was a very popular skater. Well, he wasn't yet, but after CKY, he became a popular skater. It was up there with like Tony Hawk and that. He just wasn't exactly mainstream. So people outside of skateboarding probably wouldn't know who he was at that time. CKY is also the name of his brother's band, who's Jess Margera. He's a drummer for CKY, which stands for Camp Kill Yourself. The band pretty much did the soundtrack for these movies, along with later projects like Viva La Bam and even Jackass. It's pretty similar to Jackass in the way that it's just a compilation of Bam doing pranks and stunts and skateboarding more so. But yeah, that's what made it so unique, was it wasn't just skateboarding on the mixtape, it was them doing all sorts of stupid shit. But yeah, that pretty much kick-started what we know as Jackass today, which is next. So we have the 3 seasons of Jackass here. It was a TV show before it was a movie. Went from 2000 to 2002. So pretty much around the same time as CKY was coming out, there was a skateboarding magazine called Big Brother. The creative writer was Jeff Tremaine and I believe Spike Jones, unless he only worked on the show. But anyways, it was a skate magazine, and that's pretty much where the rest of the crew besides Bam and Ryan Dunn came from. Johnny Knoxville moved to California or LA to be an actor. He found himself doing videos for Big Brother instead, and they started out as like him getting tased and pepper sprayed and all this sorts of shit. They were also publicly released. Everyone knows them, the very popular movies known as Shit and Boob. There was also more backstory to it, but Big Brother kind of recruited CKY, and that formed Jackass, the TV show on MTV. Went for pretty much 3 seasons. I'm pretty sure I have the lost tapes, which include like stuff that isn't included on the DVD releases. Towards the end of the series, Johnny Knoxville was getting fed up with the censorship guidelines enforced by MTV. So they decided to make the movie so they could get away with more stuff and be more, gross and stupid. And that's where this one came from. Released in 2002, it's an awesome movie. It was one of my favorites as a kid. They do all sorts of stupid shit. It's much more tame to the later movies they made, but it's also a lot less tame than the TV show. Golf carts, Johnny Knoxville getting knocked out by Butterbean, Ryan Dunn getting a toy car and a condom shoved up his ass, all your basic shit we did as high schoolers. That is the first movie. A few years after the first one, in 2006, we got Jackass 2. It's definitely a lot more intense than the first movie. Their stunts are a lot more extreme and gross, especially that one there. If you can see it, hold on. Where he farts into the fucking mask and he throws up. I don't know, that's fire. I have a lot of debate on this one, but I feel like it could be my favorite. At the end, I'll do a ranking of all my favorite Jackass movies, but no more than that. This was my introduction to Jackass. It's the first movie I watched when I was a little kid. Probably had some kind of impact on me, but who cares? For the third movie, we also had 2.5, and 3 and 4 did the same thing with 3.5 and 4.5. It's nothing much to talk about. It's pretty much stunts and scenes that didn't make the cut for the actual movie. I've seen it a few times. It's not bad, but it's not as good as, you know, the actual thing. Still watch them if you haven't, they're pretty good. Then we have Jackass 3. This was always my favorite for a long time, but I think I've since changed my mind. It's definitely the funniest, in my opinion. It's Chris Pontius at his funniest, and he was always my favorite. We also have the 3.5 for that one. It's a great movie. It's got one of the best intros. I feel like this one might have the best intro out of the 3 movies. It's cool shit. You see Chris Pontius' dick a few more times. It's got the hand, the high five. I think that's the stunt that most people know Jackass by. I also have lost tapes in here, which is pretty much the outtakes from the show, I believe. I do not own Jackass Forever on DVD, and the reason for that is because I didn't like it. I missed it in cinemas. I think I've watched it about twice, and both times I just found it kind of boring. The stunts just weren't entertaining anymore. Like, the stunts were still fine. I don't know, it wasn't funny anymore. Like, part of the reason Jackass is so good wasn't just because of the stunts they were doing, but also because they were all like really funny when they were together. And this movie, for one, it doesn't have Bam in it. I understand why. It's like, I get it, but he was most people's favorite, so that kind of affected it a little. And then they decided to bring in all these new people, and it just didn't work. Like, Eric Andre is great, but he's great on the Eric Andre show. He's not great on Jackass. And I know they always had like celebrity like guest appearances and all these new additions, but in the original show and movies, it was more like, oh, Brad Pitt's in town, let's go fucking kidnap him. In Jackass Forever, it's like, oh, MGK's in town, let's play Wipeout with Machine Gun Kelly. No one wants to fucking see that. It was boring and dumb. I know some people probably really like the movie, but it just wasn't for me. And also, it's just, yeah, they're getting too old. The stunts in it aren't as extreme as they used to be. And it's also just seeing old people getting hurt. It's like, it's not entertaining anymore. And I hope the 5th movie is good, but I'm prepared to be like slightly disappointed. I heard that Bam Margera is back in it, which makes me a bit happy, but he's not technically. They're using tapes that he was in, like archive footage, which is better than nothing, I guess. Now to move on to the ranking of the Jackass movies, I'm going to have to put last, obviously, Jackass Forever. No, I really wanted to like it, but it just wasn't for me. And then next we have Jackass 1, the original. It's still great. It's still funny. I rewatch it all the time, but it's just not as good as the next 2. The next up I have Jackass 3, which was always my favorite one when I was younger, just because Chris Pontius is so funny in it. Then first place, I'm gonna have to put Jackass 2. They do the most extreme stuff in it. It's the grossest. Steve-O at the peak of his drug addiction. I mean, that's probably horrible to say, but Steve-O was funnier when he was on drugs. I'm glad he's sober now, but like, he's not entertaining anymore. That pretty much concludes the Jackass side of things. Also, before I move on to other things, I also found Bad Grandpa on Blu-ray in an op shop. I thought I'd include it because it is part of the same thing. It's really funny. I've watched it a few times. I laugh every time, but that's about it. It's more of a movie. They do like real stunts in it. Like, it's hidden camera, no actors in that. I really like the part where he shots on a wall. That's Bad Grandpa. Watch it if you haven't. It's funny. So while we're still on the kind of MTV, like Big Brother side of things, there was also WildBoyz. Now I only have season 1 of WildBoyz, and it was Chris Pontius and Steve-O, and they like travel the world and do stunts in different countries and shit. To me, it sounds really good on paper. I thought I was gonna enjoy it a lot more than I did, but it was like a little bit boring. I think I don't like Steve-O, I don't think. I mean, I always liked him when I was a kid because he usually did the most extreme shit. I don't know what it is. I know people love Steve-O, so don't hate on me for it, but like, I think my favorites are Chris and Bam and probably Johnny Knoxville. But yeah, it's still good. It's got some pretty funny parts. The stuff they do is quite tame in it, besides the few things like dressing up as bananas in front of gorillas and shit like that. I still need to get the other seasons on DVD. So now we're gonna look at Viva La Bam, which I have the full series of. It came after CKY and a bit after Jackass. It was Bam kind of riding off his fame from Jackass. The CKY tapes definitely got him recognized in the skateboarding community, and he was definitely like one of the most famous skaters up there with Tony Hawk. He just didn't break the mainstream like Tony Hawk did. I'd say Jackass is what put him into the mainstream spotlight. With that came Viva La Bam, which is this like reality show. It's, you know, think like the Osbournes or whatever, except it was Bam Margera being an arsehole to his parents. I love Viva La Bam. It's great. It was a great show. Spawned a lot of funny, quotable videos, especially Don Vito speaking gibberish. Whatever even happened to Don Vito? I swear he was in like nothing else after Viva La Bam. Definitely watch this show if you haven't. It's kind of hard to find it, at least in Australia, on like streaming services, so you're gonna want to either buy the physical copies of it or watch it on YouTube or something, I don't know. Then next up we have Bam's Unholy Union, which is pretty much the same thing as Viva La Bam, but it was like a one season, like one-off thing. And it's just a couple of, I think 8 episodes over Bam's marriage with his girlfriend at the time. And it was pretty much like the wedding day and the setup for the wedding ceremony. It's pretty funny, it just feels like a bunch of episodes of Viva La Bam. And they were gonna do a second season, which was gonna be the birth of their child or whatever, but they ended up splitting up, so I guess the writers weren't too happy with that one. It's still a really good watch if you can find it anywhere. Next, we're moving on to Bam Margera's movies. Along with movies, he also was involved in a lot of like music videos and stuff. Which you can find on YouTube and shit like that. More so Brendan DiCamillo. He made Gnarkill with CKY, which I'm fucking repping right now. I think that was in CKY 4 that kind of started out. Watch their music videos if you haven't, because they're funny as fuck. We'll start off with the first movie they made, which is Haggard. This movie is hilarious. It's really low budget and you know, it's shit quality, but it's Bam Margera, so it's always gonna be funny. Especially Chris Robb. He's hilarious in it, and so is Ray Keon as Hellboy. Just a really dumb movie. It's about Ryan Dunn finding out that his girlfriend cheated on him with this dude called Hellboy. That's about as much as I can say for it. It's a great movie. I mean, it's just shit movie, but it's great if you love Bam and CKY and whatnot. Gnarkill are in it, CKY's in it. I know for sure you can watch this whole thing on YouTube, but I recommend buying the DVD. Next up, we have Bam Margera presents Where the Fuck is Santa. This is also the last DVD I actually have on me right now. And it's pretty funny. It's kind of towards the end of the Viva La Bam CKY thing. The like Bloodhound gang makes an appearance and the dudes show up and they rape Brandon Novak with deer antlers or reindeer antlers. It's a lot funnier in the movie than how I just explained it, I swear. But yeah, anytime the dudes showed up in an episode of Viva La Bam, you knew it was going to be a good episode. So it was pretty cool that they're in this movie for a decent amount of time. If you don't know the Dudesons, they're like Jackass, but from Finland. They were a lot more extreme. I prefer Jackass because they're funnier, and I'm so used to everyone from it. But yeah, Dudesons are pretty good. Check them out if you haven't. As the movie is pretty much them trying to find and kidnap Santa as a Christmas present for Bam's girlfriend. I'm pretty sure it's the same girlfriend that he marries in Bam's Unholy Union, which came out in 2007. This one came out in 2008, I believe. Still a good watch. After Haggard, they made a sequel around a decade later, which was called Ming Hags. It was kind of shit. It's kind of difficult to find on DVD as well. It's like really expensive. I got most of these off eBay. So pretty much all I need to get is Ming Hags and Jackass Forever and 4.5. Nitro Circus is the other one I think I want to get. But that pretty much wraps up this video. It was kind of a different one, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I think next up I'm going to do another album ranking. I might do Odyssey No. 5 by Powderfinger. I've been wanting to look at that one for a while. That pretty much wraps up my MTV CKY collection. I don't know what you call it. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.